All right. Oh, I forgot to mute my phone. Let me get a copy of this YouTube link or the Zoom link. There we go. Copy of this link. That out there. Oh, I didn't even start to mute my phone and realize I gotta send the link. I forgot. I'm running a little behind tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta forgive me. Got my little computer situation straightened out. Now I'm back. I'm powerful. I didn't paste the link. I'm stupid. I'm rushing. Definitely not stupid, but I mean, could a stupid man have predicted the future like I did and told y'all what it was about Kirk Franklin when they was trying to blame the Democrats? The insanity of that, right? The insanity of that. I knew what it was. I knew there was no way. I can't say no way. I mean, I could see where there was a strong argument that it would probably be the Democrats behind it. I mean, I could see the argument. I mean, not that I could also see my argument. I was like, I don't think so. Why? Because it just didn't seem like something that Democrats would do. And I know that might sound crazy to a lot of people, but I was right. And I call this a think tank. And I wasn't right because I got lucky. I want to be clear on this. I was right because I did a deep dive and did some research, came up with some concepts. And at the end of the day, what was being said didn't match what. So I'm setting up the chat. Oh, I'm in the wrong. I gotta switch over. I'm in my own personal. I gotta get to here. Be ready in 1 minute, guys. I go through this whole process where I create these thumbnails, and I don't see the thumbnail. I gotta resend the thumbnail of myself. I'm back and forth between different phones. I go through a lot of work to set up for you guys. And the Honorable Beyond Paulo is now present. So me invite him in. I go through mucho work to set up a lot to set up for you guys. Want it to look good for you guys. Hey, Dion,
How you doing?
a lot better. I figured out the computer situation.
How do what?
I'm good. It took me 3 days. I just got everything done like an hour ago, half hour ago. I've been working on it. I spent 12 hours on it Friday, 10 hours on it yesterday. Just getting everything. My computer was a real hassle, but being it was not a physical problem, it had to be software. I must have somehow acquired some sort of virus, which I wasn't going to let a virus defeat me.
I can't hear your audio is horrible.
My audio is horrible.
Yes.
Well, let me dig into that because I don't know if that's a thing. So let me see how I sound. Let me see which audio is going in. Oh, I see.
Test and tell. Oh, let me see something.
Oh, that's much better. Oh, whew, thank God.
Okay, 1, 2. Oh, that's crystal clear.
Yes, Crystal, my friend.
Thank you for that.
That's why it's always that's why this is a team effort.
There you have it, my man. There you have it.
Yeah.
One man can't build the world. Oh, I got the live there, and oh, that's the wrong. How did? Wait a minute. I must have built it. I must have done it on this phone. Give me 1 second. Right. So it's just me and you in here so far. I'm trying to get this. For some reason, it didn't. I want to put this the picture that I worked on the thumbnail up, but I don't see it. Gotta give me a minute. That's concerning. Worked hard on this thumbnail. We'll always work hard on thumbnails. It's here. It just didn't send. So wait. Oh, that's beautiful. I did a good job. Sometimes I get inspired. Like inspiration hits me.
You're an artist.
Touche.
This is a form of art.
You ready for me on October 5th going forward? Can you still do that?
What's happening on October 5th?
Start filming.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah, that didn't change. That ain't gonna change.
October 4th?
What? October 6th, Sundays. We're shooting Sundays.
At this time, it's fine.
Awesome. Now we got to get back and do this. We might have to push this back a half hour to 1 hour. That's the only hiccup. All right, let me do this. Oh, I got to get the email. We should be. I was also dealing with my promotional team, making sure that we have it going out that we live because that's important. Oh man, and then there's the fact that YouTube doesn't take the thumbnails as is, right? So you got to convert the thumbnail. Oh wow, new computer. That's no longer a problem. Extra
However,
step. It just took the thumbnail as it is. I don't have to convert it. I don't know what happened. New computers, what happened? Okay. I think I got to pin us to the screen. I think we discovered that last time. Is that correct?
on the live film. Well, let me check over here on my end.
I'm already looking.
Yes.
I don't have the same problem I had last time.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I got a computer again. Like it's maddening because I paid $1,000 for this machine, and then it did this. It was maddening. What is that doo doo doop sound? Is that coming from? It's coming from my headphones because it wasn't plugged in. Oh, all right. You got to give me a moment. I have another issue because I was working on this computer for the last 3 days. My headphones weren't plugged in.
They're not charged.
And I was working on them this morning. I was checking to make sure they worked. I must not have plugged them back in. Ugh. That's fine.
Oh, you have like a dog behind you, I guess. That's your dog behind you. You hear me, Leo?
Give me 1 second. I can't hear anything you're saying. And I don't know how to switch the audio on this computer yet. It should be easy. Oh man, I still don't hear anything. Can you talk?
Yes, that's one too.
Okay, it's low. That's fine. Just gotta figure out how to turn the volume up, and I'm good to go. Oh, I could do it on the keyboard. This is a Mac. There we go. All right. I don't know why I'm doing things the hard way. I should be good to go. Make sure she's in the right. Speak audio device. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. All right. So you hear me loud and clear?
Yes. No, I said it. Can you hear me though?
Oh yeah. I took care of the nonsense.
Yeah, I saw your dog behind you or something.
I don't know what you mean.
Don't you have a dog?
Oh, the dog. You could see the dog.
Yeah, when you got out the chair, there was a space on the floor, and the dog was moving around.
Stupid Mike.
I was like, "What the hell is that?" But then I realized, okay,
Okay, so my next thing is to pin us to the screen and we can go. Sorry for the delays, ladies and gentlemen. I have figured out this new system that we got. For us, it's displaying that we're on top of each. No, pause, no diddy. It's displaying us vertically versus horizontally. And I just want to see that in the actual space, it displays us correctly as we're getting ready to begin. But I digress. And with no further ado,
test one,
it's
two,
time
test
we
one, two.
it's time we get into this.
So far, we're not pinned on my end.
Oh, we're pinned. It's just a delay.
Let's see.
Or we're not going to pin, even though I have it pinned here.
Maybe spotlight. Let's see.
This is annoying. Oh, we need to get started. We got people here. All right, we're going to get started. We already got 1,600 people in here. We're not going to dilly-daddle because it's going back and forth between screens. That's borderline silly. Welcome to the Think Tank. We use critical thinking, deductive reasoning, just a pinch of common sense to draw unbiased logical conclusions. Today, I'm back again with my co-host for our normal 9 o'clock Sunday meetings, the Honorable Dion Powell. Dion, would you like to introduce yourself to the new guys?
Yes, everybody. I'm the 78th Assembly District Leader, Dion Powell, in the Bronx Conservative Party. Overall, Donald Trump apologist, and have a lot to talk about Charlie Kirk and how he affected what's going on in my world. So, salute peace to Charlie Kirk, and hopefully we'll keep it moving.
Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was a Trump friend. He was someone who, well, why don't you tell us about Charlie Kirk? You know a little bit more about him than I do. Why am I doing the talking? Introduce us to Charlie Kirk, please.
Charlie Kirk came out of an explosion of conservative influencers during President Trump's first administration. Everybody knows the infamous Candace Owens, but Charlie Kirk actually like friends. He hired her for his whole conservative influencers. When she started Blexit, an organization I was a part of as the former assistant state director of Blexit New York, Black Exit, Turning Point USA, his
For some reason you got lower and lower your volume.
You can't hear me? Well, you have a different headset.
Is it on my end?
Well, so far it seems okay on me. You sound fine.
It's not on my end.
Hello, 1 2 1 2. Are you listening to the right one?
I mean, it's coming through my headphones. Let me see something. Let me test my. Nope, it was my end. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Don't know what that was. Please continue.
Yes. So Charlie Kirk was conservative influencer, and just like Candace Owens, for me, it's like not what you say, but how you say it. Even I'm guilty of this. I'm sure a lot of you guys are. What they talk down to people as to why they should get their lives together in a group. Oh, excuse me. A specific demographic like Black America, especially. Now, let's talk about the good. Since the guy has passed, in which he, in Turning Point USA, actually affected a lot of African Americans, believe it or not, in a good way. Now, what does that mean? That means that Turning Point with Blexit, they actually have something. If I can share the screen, that I should, show you guys. They actually have chapters of Blexit on 16 HBCU campuses and growing. Now, what does that mean? That means that on 16 HBCU, historically Black colleges and universities, you have these chapters in which a lot of Black students and beyond, of course, are affected by this guy's, passing. So before you say all this crazy stuff about him and being racist, keep in mind that one, you have a whole mass of young college students across the board, and specifically Black ones too, with HBCUs included in the conservative college movement, thanks to Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA, and Blexit, that are affected by this. And then on top of that, the faith-based component is that a lot of people are being saved through Christianity right now through his passing. And there's a lot of revivals, people getting baptized, coming to Christ, because he was a very big proponent of Christianity and pushing that agenda forward as well. So those things have come out of this in a positive light. Unfortunately, posthumously is the vocabulary word that we all should be using.
So I guess the first question I would have is, what makes you think I would bring up racism with this gentleman?
Well, not just you, but in general, he has been accused of being racist and promoting.
And why was he accused of being racist?
Why was he accused of being racist? Again, back to my original statement of not what you say, but how you say it. He has like Candace Owens and other conservative influencers, especially when it comes to Black America and its behavior that's displayed publicly, and the media is a big proponent of this, said certain things that people can run and take away as racist. However, actions speak louder than words. If you look at his body of actions on paper and within certain realms, he is not racist, just like President Trump and a lot of things. Again, so the two factors here, old school. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And number two, actions speak louder than words. For example, me being a Christian, I look at people's faith and action, faith and works. For example, they compare Charlie Kirk to a lot of people, Martin Luther King, George Floyd, this one, that one. You ask yourself a question, for me anyway, how do they help the faith? And what do their work say about them? So if you look at Charlie Kirk's works, again, I didn't agree with the man. I've been in spaces where people that I know of the man. I've helped conduct a vigil on last week outside the Barclays Center that got some, good press, and which were affected by this man. So if I have people in the conservative realm that are affected by him sad and they're my friend, then I'm sad too by default. Just like I've been in this movement a long time. And if there are other heroes and sheroes of mine that may have been something tragic happening and I'm sad, people in the conservative realm, or just any friend in general, should feel my pain. For example, when this all happened, somebody who I know hates Donald Trump's guts hit me up and said, Dion, are you okay? And that's what transcends this political ideology is basic humanity. And that's all people are asking for. Like when back in our day, when Tupac was assassinated and Biggie were assassinated, these were some heroes of the hood in which they're like, oh, why are you, honoring these people? Well, this is why. Understand? Did I share my screen?
So the
Um,
man's the
go ahead.
man conducted himself in such a way that you had to preemptively strike and talk about the fact that he's not a racist before a word came out my mouth. That in itself is concerning. What did he do or say that was so prolific that you have to defend him before anybody opens their mouth?
Well, it's just like Donald Trump. It's what things the media is portraying right now. And the legacy liberal media, in which, he promoted hate speech and he was a racist. So those things are going viral in tandem. People on social media and also media sources are making these claims. So once again, I'm trying to get ahead of it all. And yeah, that's about it. So that's all I said. Just like with President Trump.
Interesting. Well, let's get into this. He was killed at Utah. For those of you who don't know, Charlie Kirk was killed at Utah Valley University during the American Comeback Tour. He was literally assassinated during a speech. The shooter fired from a rooftop approximately 200 yards away. To put that in perspective, a football field is 100 yards.
Okay.
So somebody picked him off from 2 football fields away. This man's a hell of a shot. He should have been in the military. He should have been trained to use that properly. Instead, whatever hatred he had was turned toward American citizens. And that should always be enough. In this particular case, well, Kash Patel bungled it a couple of times. And this guy's going to have an excellent defense now, from what I understand. Now, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I'm not an attorney. I listen to a lot of attorneys. I like to hear them do all that courtroom talk. They're smart people. The big concern about the way this situation was handled is the leader of the FBI came out and accused somebody else of doing it and said they was doing it and said they was definitely guilty. The defense might say, were you sure he did it? And if he did, I didn't. Or are you not sure and you just are accusing people? Because either way, it makes this young man named Tyler Robinson, age 22, look like he may have a way out. So, what do you know about the man that killed him, Tyler Robinson?
Okay. What I know is, because I'm in certain conservative groups, if you want to call that, former groups that have people in these certain circles, is that for information real time, family, the best name brand platform I can steer you to is X.com. Because thanks to Elon Musk, when you go to X.com, you can actually go over here and put things like Charlie Kirk. Whoops, where is it? You can put Charlie Kirk in the search engine, and you could put shooter. Then you could come here to what's trending, right? You go to latest, the tab, and you can go on and on and on and see all the information that comes out daily, real time. Because if you go to certain areas of the internet and put in this information, you get all this propaganda. But unfortunately for them, because you have a lot of independent news outlets like this guy who just came up, who I don't know, who's not scared to come out and tell you their perspective and truth and give the facts. So again, you should learn for yourself what's true or not. And that's where people are getting their information from. Websites that's named like X. Then on top of that, again, YouTube, like our platform as well. On YouTube, if you YouTube Charlie Kirk and Shooter and things of that nature on YouTube, you potentially get a lot of YouTubers like this platform and others on the right, center, and middle that actually give you facts that you might not find. For example, did you know that while all this was going down, they were passing a bill in Congress, a spending bill for the military that actually is making it illegal for companies to boycott Israel? Did you know that? Now, why is that pertaining to Charlie Kirk? Because, if I may get into conspiratorial area of Charlie Kirk and the assassination, some believe that he was assassinated because now Israel, as we may have heard, has been paying off conservative podcasters to promote its ongoing war in the Gaza. And Charlie Kirk, being a right-wing pundit, actually, is supposed to push out and support Israel. However, of late, there have been a lot of questions in the movement about our unquestionable support of Israel. So now people are saying, hey, maybe Charlie Kirk didn't want to go further in this kind of situation. So I'm just putting those little things out there that the media is not going to connect the dots for you, but we are here thanks to this platform and myself.
Well, we did a live, an emergency live, the day after his shooting. I believe I was the
Ugh, I love it.
first. I believe I was the first one to say that it probably was not some sort of left wing nutcase that was behind it.
Were
In
you
the
right or
live, I
were you
said,
wrong?
I said that it was more likely to be a gay lover and then I brought up things that happened in history, like when Hitler went after his own party members and then blamed it on the other party in order to be able to consolidate power. One of the other things that came out and is being pushed by the left stream media is the fact that this young white man came from a conservative town with Republican families, and they said that, and his family, his friends, the people around him, said that he was never really very political. Hell, he didn't even vote in the last two elections. So a left-wing nutcase is out the window.
But it actually is true because
But
look at
then
where he
they
wrote on the
said,
bullets and
but
look
then
at
they
his
brought to
transgender
attention, they brought to
lover.
light that he's been following other people. You might have heard of 4chan, 2chan, all of them's ultra-right conservatives. These ultra-right conservatives are really against, or were really against, Charlie Kirk. They thought he was too liberal. As a matter of fact, statements have been made by some of the very same people now that are mourning him and calling for the left to be attacked because of this. Like, I believe Laura Loomer, there were a couple that were saying that Charlie Kirk was far too liberal. He wasn't a real MAGA. The real MAGA didn't like him. And there was a bunch of in-house fighting going on. And Charlie Kirk, who I had never heard of, was in the center of the in-house fighting in the MAGA party. And they attacked him. They were after Charlie Kirk. And let me see if his name comes up here. Where can I find it? Charlie Kirk. Tyler Robinson, no party affiliation. No. Where do I have that information? The name of the person he followed, Nick Fuentes, from the Groypers movement inside of the MAGA party. Nick Fuentes, whom I'm sure you've heard of. Now, him I've heard of. Have you heard of him, Dion?
No, of course.
Nick Fuentes was telling his followers how much what is his name? Charlie Kirk was not real MAGA and he was a sellout. Now, Nick Fuentes is, as you would brought up racism earlier, definitely in the MAGA party, he would be the ultra-right, racist, conservative. Would you agree with that?
That's subjective, and I wouldn't totally agree with that, but okay.
Well, he had a problem, and so did his followers, with Charlie Kirk.
Okay.
It appears that Tyler Robinson was a big follower of the movement that Nick Fuentes led. What was that called? The Foyers? The Groypers. The Groypers had beef with Charlie Kirk. Now, when you look at Tyler Robinson's background, ultra-right Republican, young white kid, the Republican parents, Republican town.
He's a leftist. This all been debunked, Leo. His lover.
No, you're living within the Republican bubble with ex-Twitter news, where I told you this was going to happen on Wednesday.
That's not true, my friend. That's not true at all.
What's not true? What part of what I just said wasn't true?
Tyler is not a part of the right movement, anything. This guy.
Why do you say that? What evidence is there? Show me the evidence. Because generally speaking, the fact that he was such a good shot is because he came from a family of gun-toting Republicans, and as a kid, they had him out there shooting. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Okay, well, the fact is
he was raised Republican. Well, he was from a Republican town.
That's true, but that's not.
When did he turn Democrat? He's never voted. So when did he become a left-wing nut job?
As soon as he did this tragedy, and based that he is living with his transgendered lover. That's one big fact. Also,
as soon as what?
His partner that he lives with is transgendered. The bullets that he used had markings and writings that were anti-rights. Now, if you watch the latest Dana Bash interview on CNN with, I believe, the governor of Utah, everybody should know that by now. But of course, she's mad.
Right, here's where the critical thinking comes in.
Yes.
Here's the problem with that.
What's the problem?
If he was living, because that was what was put out, he was living with a transgender guy. This is the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he wrote on one of the bullet casings.
Yes.
if you're reading this, you're gay. Ha ha ha. Something along them lines, right? That's not
It's
something
more of
that's
it.
an ultra right. I've heard friends that I have that are ultra right. Those are the kind of jokes they make. That's not the kind of jokes liberals make.
Well, on
Him
the
making that
bullet,
kind
it
of
said,
joke and being gay
all
and
right,
writing
well,
that on the gun bullets, those two
the
things don't
bullet
live in the
said,
same world.
look, well, the bullet also said, hey, fascists, catch. Now, who do we know that use fascist language like that? The left. So again, all this stuff with him being right-wing extremist is unraveling before your eyes. And again, watch Dana Bash big mad when all this information recently just came out on CNN. So you can't dispute it now.
What is it I can't dispute?
That this person is most likely a left extremist than a right extremist.
The common sense tells me that there's something wrong with this reporting.
From CNN?
I don't care who
Dana
did it.
Bash?
I don't care who did it.
Oh, okay. It
A
doesn't fit the
person making
narrative.
a gay person is not going to say if you're reading this you're gay. That's somebody making fun of, that is a real that's an attack on homosexuality.
Okay.
Now, I mean, we do have our vice president, so I guess anything can be shaded. He on his gun, he was attacking homosexuals, and now they're trying to convince us that he's one. He is one. Those two things don't align. He wouldn't have wrote that on the gun casing if he was gay. He was not living with some gay transsexual dude writing that on the gun casing. That
Wow,
doesn't.
all this is false. So you got to keep saying subtitle, legal note. This is for entertainment purposes only. Because the fact remains, internet's not going to help you much. But if you look at the internet and you search Tyler, transgendered partner, this
I
person's
saw the
being
reports,
this
and
person's being
I
interviewed
looked
as
inside
well.
we looked inside the place today where he was supposed to live. There was an adult room and two children's rooms. It was a very nice apartment. It was a duplex. It was
has nothing to do with the situation, but okay.
well, I mean, it has a
How's
lot to
that
do with it.
germane?
Critical thinking. It was a very nice place. So they said he was living between there and home. If he was
Okay.
living between there and home and his parents didn't know about his gay lover, they weren't paying for it. There was an adult there and two children's bedrooms. Who was paying for it? And why were there two, well, not children, why were there two what looked like teenage bedrooms and an adult bedroom when there was two gay guys there? None of that adds up. It doesn't add up. It doesn't even look right. It doesn't look like a place where two kids, like two teenage or two 20-year-old kids live. That's not it. That's not true. It was a lie. 100%. There's no way. And then why was there an adult bedroom there? Because then, I mean, all you have to do is look at the address and you can go to the listing and you can see it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. None of it makes sense. It wasn't the kind of setup that it was. None of it didn't make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't make sense. What makes more sense is if he was following Fuentes, that makes sense. A Republican, raised Republican, going down to Republican, and then doing what Fuentes said and going after somebody that Fuentes didn't like that said he's not real MAGA when Laura Loomer and everybody else is turning on Kirk. That makes more sense than a left wing nut job suddenly choosing somebody that most people on the left never even heard of.
Unfortunately, Leo, the right side doesn't partake in such activities because of
That's the
recently.
most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
What happens to President Donald Trump? What about his people that have tried to assassinate him? All this rhetoric of fascists and Nazi and Hitler are all accusations that come from the left. Every day, all their own loop. So by definition of MK Ultra and pre-predicted programming, people like this are incited. We all, people on this universe, and more people who are faith-based with Christian, are starting to see, hey, the media, number one, is not providing all information. It's trying to skew the narrative to make people think it's this, when actuality, it's not. And in addition, we all see all the clues there that this person was a young, incited leftist that actually may have contact with Antifa and things of those natures on the left side that are pushing this narrative.
You're speculating, and you're heavily speculating when I'm presenting facts. Like, for instance, boom, in Minnesota, Democratic leader dead after political. We don't have to keep going. If you want me to, I can. Andrew Neil rejects party murder. U.S. Democrat politician and husband shot dead. House Democrats and Republicans clash following Trump condemns political violence. That's good. After Kirk's death. I mean, if we just skim through the news, 10 political violence experts on what comes next. Political violence in the 21st century. Kirk's a lot of Kirk stuff. But in this, we're also seeing CBS and NBC. Trump blames the radical left, and everybody's following Trump. Senators Looney and Duff released statements. No, that's not important. We'll see. That's the Minnesota Vance Bolta. So there's attacks. Democratic state politician killed, another injured. See, when you're saying these outright lies to us and to about the right not being violent, it sounds crazy. It sounds real crazy. That's not true. And so I figured I'd show a couple of times when, you said somebody tried to kill Trump. I just showed you like 4 times that Democrats were actually assassinated. And nobody made a big stink out of it. It didn't go all over the news because, Democrats don't move that way. The Republicans, a right-wing guy shoots another right-wing guy, and all of a sudden it's the Democrats because they're all crazy.
Well, I said the media. The media keeps pushing this out. And
yes,
again,
of course.
Even you said yourself, the media has failed. So let's both agree that the media is at fault here and cannot be trusted. But again, the facts I'm giving you is that on this side, 2 good things have come out of this that I've been putting out. The work the man has done with Turning Point USA and people I know with Blexit and entities of that nature. And number 2, the faith component. A lot of people are doing vigils, coming to Christ, and seeing how satanic this whole situation and individuals are that are celebrating this person's demise. So those are the positive spins I could put on this.
So being that the conservatives like Fuentes wanted him out of the way.
No, you can't say that, Leo.
I didn't say they wanted him. I didn't say they wanted him unalive. I said they wanted him out of the way. I'm quoting them. They wanted him.
They just want his spotlight. But now that he's not there anymore, Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, Ben Shapiro, all these people, there's a big vacuum now. Even Tucker Carlson, in which conservative voices, but remember, this guy has a lot of influence on college campuses, just like liberal progressive socialists have influence on college campuses. And again, Leo, if I may, if I still left it up, did I leave it up? Yes, I did. Here it is. Ah, yes. Very beautiful. This is a part of the man's legacy that you can't take from him. That's why I'm about faith in works. This is the works you can't take from him. Look at this. Brexit student movement. And if you look closer, powered by who? Turning Point USA up here on the Black Student Movement. And look at all these HBCUs that have so many Black students in their Brexit clubs, powered by Turning Point USA by who? Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk and all these potential Black students that are upset, sad, and Christian that are concerned about the situation of this guy's untimely passing. So,
oh my God, Black people are concerned about somebody getting shot on campus.
And guess what?
A complete shock. I'm
another old school saying: if you have nothing good to say nothing at all. However, people are showing their rear ends and how evil they can be, and just going in. Especially when you don't care like me, they're gonna do it anyway. So,
Groypus appears to emerge as a far-right political movement in 2019 as followers of Fuentes, with similar beliefs to the other alt-right and white supremacist groups, and grounded, this is from Forbes, and grounded in traditional Christian values. Yeah, white supremacist Christians. Somehow I can see that. characterizing themselves as American nationalists. Yeah, that all fits. Go ahead, Forbes. According to the Institute for Strategic Dialogue, the group is named after a racist-coded version of the Pepe meme affiliated with the alt-right, which members use online to clash with other conservatives. I'm going to read that again. That bears repeating. The group is named after a racist-coded version of the Pepe meme affiliated with the alt-right, which members use online to clash with other conservatives. In 2019, Fuentes ordered his followers to target, question, and answer events held by conservatives who aligned with President Donald Trump, including a series of events hosted by Kirk, during which Fuentes and his followers heckled crowdgoers and hurled homophobic and anti-Semitic questions. Kirk was often targeted by groypers who believe Kirk's political beliefs lean too moderate. So, now you find me something where the Democrats went after him and had people showing up and heckling him. Find me something where the Democrats were after him the way that the alt-right was. Go ahead. I have all night. You will need it.
Well, again, Leo.
These are the facts.
Once again, that has nothing to do with the fact, again, that the investigation is unfolding and more information is coming out, debunking a lot of these things and showing that, hey, there's
literally no information at all linking him to Democrats. Not a single thing has come out linking, nothing has come out linking the Democrats. Nothing.
Well, wait a minute.
Not one thing.
Well, but
on the other hand,
the word Democrat, my friend.
Left, nothing. He's not left. Like, yo, he's right-handed. He writes with his right hand. I don't care if he pulled the trigger with his left. There's nothing linking him to the left at all.
Oh, okay. Well, I just
information. Find proof. Well. Show me something solid outside of repeating Trump, which, you know, is just
what Trump points.
Trump.
What right wing lives an alternative lifestyle publicly like that? So we could just start that there with his.
Whoa! Slow down. Mm-hmm. You have a vice president who used to be a drag queen. What the hell are you talking about?
But right now they're married, and also if you look at their work,
it don't count because he's not doing it now. So obviously there's people on the right doing things. President Trump was friends with Epstein. What are you talking about?
Well, let's just say this. I gave the viewers the tools and information they need to look it up themselves. And again,
I just showed the evidence.
The warning sign is the media. You can't trust information on the internet, and you can't trust information from legacy media. We all know this. You said it yourself. So again.
So are you denying that the Groypers group had beef with Kirk? Are you denying it? Are you saying it's not true?
No, I'm not denying it at all. But basically, whatever is the popular opinion and facts that's being perpetuated out there, you got to question in depth, and most likely it's not true. We've seen this happen too many
times. And the popular opinion is that it was a leftist guy, and I told you from day one, seemed like a conservative thing to me, and now I have the evidence that the left wasn't going after him, but the right was. The right was literally showing up for more than half a decade at his speeches, heckling him. Like, for half a decade, man. So this guy was fighting the Groypers, following Groypers. It's very easy to see how, now nothing is definite. I don't have 100% evidence on anything, and neither do you. All I'm saying is there's literally more evidence for him to be a part of the right than there is for him to be part of the left. There's literally more evidence. If I was sitting in court and somebody presented me the fact that this right-wing, alt-right-wing group was bothering him, following him around, heckling him, trying to disturb him for more than half a decade, I would look and say, okay, so what's happening on the left? And you have nothing, not one thing to tie him to Democrats, nothing? He didn't vote?
Again, you keep saying Democrats. And the fact that you have to keep saying Democrats already proves my point. The information being provided, at least in your realm, is incorrect. I keep saying extreme.
So who are you connecting him to? If it's not the alt-right, who are you connecting him to?
I'm connecting him to the alt-left that is inundated with
Where? Who?
information.
Show me. I showed you evidence of the alt right. You show me something from the alt left now. It's your turn.
I
Go
just
ahead.
gave you
You have
information.
full access
I just
to
gave you the
the
information you need,
internet.
which is look
But I
at
can't hear you.
x.com, type in the man's name, type in left extremists, and just look at some of the information presented by independent media. That's all you got to do, viewers. Don't
That's
take it from
true.
me or
But here's the
Leo.
question. Here's the question. What evidence? We had a lot of people talking about stuff. What evidence connects him?
The bullet casings using the same leftist language.
That's not leftist language. That's right language.
Fascists.
No. The fascists.
Who uses the word fascist the most? Lefties or righties? The left uses fascist. They accuse Donald Trump of being fascist all day, every day. Number two, you already having information coming out that's being investigated from his partner that he leaves with that's transgendered. That's coming out slowly but surely.
And what information has connected him to the left? What information connects him to the left?
Like promoting the LGBT agenda and lifestyle. That's a fact. Look at the Dana Bash interview on CNN and how big mad she is when the report is coming out.
The only difference between the left and the right with the LGBTQ community is
keep trying, Leo. Keep reaching.
The only difference is the rights are in the closet. The left comes out the closet. That's the only difference. You mean to tell me nobody on the right is gay? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but guess what? He was out the closet, Leo. Isn't that interesting?
His parents knew about it.
Wouldn't he be in the closet? His family was right leaning, but he went to ultra left. He didn't live in the household, Leo. So how is he?
That's not true. That's not what they're saying. They're saying he lived in both places. That's what they're saying.
Be that as it may, I'll leave it up to you, the viewer. We have much to cover tonight.
All right. Well, we can leave it from there. What else is happening? Based on the fact that the right is not attacking, and because we don't have to worry about that, a multitude of Black universities have had to go into lockdown because of threats, including but not limited to Alabama State, Hampton University, Virginia State University, both of which are in Virginia, Southern University, Bethune-Cookman, Clark Atlanta, Spelman, Morehouse. They are threatening Black universities because of the rhetoric like you're talking now.
Who were they?
Right-wing extremists.
Okay, well, again,
because of the same rhetoric that you're saying right now, with no evidence.
But guess what? I just proved to you that the media is not covering the fact that on 16 and growing HBCU campuses, Blexit, powered by Turning Point USA, which is Charlie Kirk's organization, has clubs with students that are part of this entire movement. So why don't you mention those things?
Because there's one or two students that join a club doesn't excuse the fact that there's a lot of rhetoric coming from the right that's got them afraid to go to class and having lockdowns and worried about being shot because they're being threatened. Yeah, a couple of people joined the club. Woohoo. That's so exciting. That's it? That's all you got for that?
What about all the people that are getting fired and canceled, but literally dancing on this guy's grave publicly? Who's making them do those things?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not saying it's not happening, but I don't know.
You don't know what happened to Stephen King? You don't know what happened to Rosie O'Donnell? Stephen King, another man who mouthed off and accused this guy of being a right extremist. And he was wrong. He had to apologize. Rosie O'Donnell ran with the same thing too. But of course, the media is not going to tell you these things. But it's all over X.com, if you put it there. And some of the independent journalists. And thanks to Elon Musk.
So these guys came out and apologized before all the evidence came out. Who says they're wrong?
Their mouth, and they were wrong. And
nobody knows. We don't know that they was wrong. We don't know they was wrong.
Celebrities, teachers, cops, everybody that's making fun of this situation fired. There's actually AI now searching for on the internet for anybody who's putting any kind of thing crazy or predominance about this situation. So as you can see, the left are going crazy, not the right.
So
the right is in mourning.
As I said,
at the vigils for Charlie Kirk, the left loonies are coming out and trying to crash the party. So you can't tell us and many more of belief that the left and this guy are heavily in bed together with their violence.
Did I mention what happened in Germany and in Australia with Mussolini and with Hitler? And
Again, this kind of talk on loop with MK Ultra pre-specific programming through these internet and these damn cell phones is what's a part of this matter too that needs to be focused on. That's psychology.
I have no idea what you just said. You just cut me off for no reason. I'm gonna say it
I'm
again.
listening now.
So similar situations in the past have been evidenced that it was actually the people that were running the show knocking off their own people and blaming the other side. Now, there's no evidence of that here, even though I can definitely see the correlation. I can't prove a causation, but there's definitely a correlation.
Mm.
And to top it off, the man was heavily affiliated with the right. So,
hey, we're side by side. Wow. Okay.
I'm sorry?
I'm saying we're side by side now.
Oh, I've been fixed that. You just caught that? I fixed that before we started. Well, the FBI is saying that most of these things are hoaxes and the threats are not credible. When Democrats got assassinated, like I pointed out 3 or 4 of them earlier, I didn't see you mourning. I didn't see you look like you cared. Most of the Democrats I've seen, like myself, have all said the same thing. Something needs to be done about the gun laws. I used to be a pro-gun guy, as you well know. Things have gotten so bad that I am against guns, which is something that I never thought I would say. I love the guns. I love shooting them. I love the feel of it in my hand. I am now against guns. It is so bad. There's no reason for the amount of gun violence we have in this country. This guy took a shot from 2 football fields away, a 22-year-old kid who never served in the military. Why can he shoot like that? What the hell is wrong with the right that they train kids?
Your own question. He grew up in a white extremist. His father was, I think, law enforcement or ex-military, something like that. And they used to use guns together growing up. I think that's the fact that the media's not going to put in your face.
Nah, but that makes sense. I can say that. But at the end of the day,
the state of Utah, isn't that a pro-gun state too?
And you're making my point for me. You're making my point for me. The left, we're saying guns are a problem. The right is like, nah, it's not guns. Everybody should have guns. But, let's go after the left. The left is like, why don't we just get rid of, do something about the gun laws and we won't have these issues? Oh, no, it's because you left people. That sounds stupid. Let's do something about the gun laws. The guns are problems. Period. I digress. The left is not. Has nothing
to do with this case, right?
They didn't do it, and all of the stuff you're talking about. None of the people that I've spoken to feel that way. None of us want to see an innocent 22-year-old kid get shot. Well,
31.
31. He's a kid
in front of his family.
He's at the peak of his notice.
But remember, Leo, the point is also the depth potentially of what he was about and the body of work and system he put in place. And that's what's being overshadowed here. All the young conservative movement that this guy, his organization, and people that he's educated and mentor are in place. And Candace Owens and everybody else that's come out of his camp. So that's the thing that people are floating around the word martyr, because this has inspired a whole new generation with tools and systems on college campuses, just like the left and the progressive socialists, that is going to actually push more leaders like him to the surface, potentially like any other after assassination situation. Understand? That's why they're comparing him. That's why they're comparing him to other key leaders that were assassinated and the movements that they created that got stronger as a result. Understand?
I certainly hope not.
Well, I just explained to you how, why, and
I can't argue your facts. Can't argue your facts. Doesn't change my feelings. I mean, it's kind of like, it's kind of like the Poland thing, right? At this point, Poland and NATO have had to join in and shoot down Russian drones. Things are getting worse. Like I told you this was going to happen 6 months ago, and we're here, and you're still like, well, so what if there's World War III? America first. And I'm like, again, just like with Germany and, killing off political party members and, looking at history to learn about what's happening today. It's like the right doesn't like to look at history or science. I don't know what it is. But historically, when Germany did the same thing that Russia's doing right now, and the United States opted to stay out of it, the whole world almost became red. Right now, it looks like the same thing is happening, and the whole world will be red. And it looks like the United States is going to be part of that because they're not on
the. Why would the world go red? Do you know why, Leo?
Because Russia is now pushing past Ukraine into Poland, as I predicted, and everybody in Europe is worried that, including and all the way here, all the way at the borders of the United States, the place I like to call home, our neighbors are gearing up for war with Russia because they're afraid that China, Korea, and India are going to join in and help. And they can't, like, the United States was supposed to be the big defense against that. The United States is kind of like, our factories got bombed? What are you talking about? Don't you dare bomb Russia. Don't you dare bomb inside Russia.
No, you sound like Chick Uger.
No, that was what Trump said. That's literally what Trump said.
That's how Chick Uger would sound from Young Turks. Yeah.
Oh.
So passionate and so deranged.
Well, no, that's kind of how Trump was with it, man. Trump was like, don't do it. It was crazy. It's kind of crazy. Why would an American factory gets bombed, is Trump okay with that? Right after rolling out the red carpet for the person who did it. And then when the country where the factory was bombed retaliates, he admonishes them. Whose side are we on? Sounds like Russia.
Again, NATO. This is what the media has explained to you. This is more NATO's problem than Trump's problem. Why do we have to go crying at Trump, who we hate and is so racist and so evil and fascist and Nazi and Hitler? Why can't we just let NATO handle it? Let's report what NATO is supposed to do. NATO. Look at what NATO's doing. I just want to highlight that.
Right. And that's when I was like, okay, so this is when we're supposed to look at history. What happened in history when the other countries tried to handle it and the United States didn't get involved? The entire world was almost lost. The United States had to get involved last minute.
NATO for? Another administrative body that just takes most of our United States money and does nothing according to its mandate, and we have to do all the work anyway. That's why Donald Trump is trying to pull out from all these treaties and agreements like NATO and let them have at it, and they deserve each other. America first.
See, if that's what he did, that would be one thing. But he's also rolling out the red carpet for the dictators that are forcing and pushing and controlling and manipulating and started this war. It's almost as if
it's almost like Joe Biden that helped start this war and perpetuate it.
No, he didn't help start the war and perpetuate. He did not do that.
Put the weapons in the military and resources into the Ukraine's hands. We don't want to talk about Ukraine and how much they're emboldened and empowered by the United States because of Joe Biden and the previous administration, but now it's Donald Trump's fault all of a sudden.
I don't think Biden. So you're comparing Biden trying to help Ukraine defend themselves with Trump rolling out the red carpet for dictators and war criminals.
That's right. One person was using weaponry, finances, and military, and the other one was using the red carpet. Isn't that interesting?
Red carpet for war criminals and dictators. War criminals
and conversations.
It didn't look like a peaceful conversation when that red carpet was rolled out. because the other country wasn't there. As a matter of fact, after that peace talk, Russia only amped it up ever since. It's almost like Russia got to go.
Really? From the
Yes.
United States.
After, listen, he had the meeting and then he amped up the attacks. All he did was attack even harder. Now he's going into Poland. After coming to meet with Russia, after coming to meet with Trump in the United States, now the attacks have gotten stronger. And what is Trump doing about it? He's like, all right, hold up, Tom. We got to have a conversation now. All right, if y'all stop buying oil, maybe we'll up the sanctions. That's his big thing now. The other countries got to stop buying oil. Other than that, all he did was give him the go ahead. I know that in Brazil, the United States put some crazy number of tariff on Brazil to try and stop them from convicting a dictator or someone who attempted to be a dictator by the name of Bolsonaro, excuse me. The United States tried to interfere with their court system and threatened tariffs if they sentenced him, but the man got 27 years. He did the same thing that happened on January 6th here, where, the MAGA people are like, no, Trump didn't do it, but Trump's trying to defend somebody who absolutely is guilty of it. And he got sentenced anyway. Brazil ignored Trump. But Brazil's in bed with Russia, India, China.
BRICS, anyone?
South Africa. So here's a very big one. I said that, you said it's not a racist supremacist regime that we're dealing with. I said, they got rid of DEI, they got rid of affirmative action. They're now attacking food stamps, but not everybody. The food stamps are only being attacked in sanctuary states. So they're trying to take away the majority of food stamps, all the food stamps. No, that's HUD. They're taking away HUD. The food stamps is different. They're doing that too. They're taking away HUD. It's not even on the list. I saw the Affordable Care Act, and it's like all grouped together. It's all grouped together. Did you know this? I don't know if you knew this. I'll say it in passing. We can deal with it later. Matter of fact, I'll leave it alone. I'll mention it. We'll come back to it when you've had a chance to research it. They're taking away federal funding from HUD from sanctuary states. What does it mean in English? That means if you live in a blue state and you get, Section 8 rental assistance, all of the federal funding is going to be gone from it. Nah, it's not an attack on blacks. It's because it's sanctuary. It's not about a. They're not trying to hit blacks, but the white people are not getting affected by it because they're not doing it in red states. And he signed that into law.
Guess what?
It goes into effect September 30th.
Oh, did you know, my friend, that sometimes life isn't as black and white as you people would need it to be?
You people, wow.
The major shaker. That's right. I said you people. Remember that, Archie Bunker? So the thing about HUD is, again, the black job. Remember, HUD is the black job that most of the secretaries have been black. Is that the major shaker with HUD and housing grants is that it frees up actually more of them for black people because it's getting rid of all the illegals that have it.
So you're paying attention to nothing I just said. I'm going to say this again for anybody listening. He's taking it away from states that are blue. He's not touching the red states.
That's right. The sanctuary states, just like Medicaid, are giving these programs that were meant for the black people, allegedly, to illegals. Now, if people here are getting these subsidies and they're actually freezing and filtering and auditing them, more of them will free up for the black people. Isn't that good, Leo? There's going to be more Section 8 vouchers and HUD housing for black people now that we're separating.
Well, ICE was supposed to be getting rid of them. What he did was take it away from us.
Us meaning everybody. He didn't target black people.
Everybody in black states.
But
states with a lot of black people.
Most of the beneficiaries of these programs are not black at all. Isn't that interesting? Just
But
like
he
just
didn't
like
take it
food
away from
stamps.
them. He took it away from black people. The red states, the ones that get the most of it, he left it there. He
Again,
targeted
I
us.
just told you why, because of sanctuary policies in
You
which it's
just told
been
me the
diluted.
excuse. Yes, you did.
Well, again, that's why he's talking to sanctuary states, because all those programs are diluted with people who shouldn't be getting them in the first place.
Short. Subsidies expire. Affordable Care Act. Subsidies expire, affecting millions of Americans' health insurance coverage. Political battles reignited. Oh, right. This Trump signs order for transparency and drug effects. Yeah, there's something good for Trump. We'll get to that. So we got something good for Trump. Subsidies are set to expire for the Affordable Care Act. What that means is if under the Affordable Care Act, you get subsidies that make your doctor visits, your medicine, whatever, more affordable. They're not going to renew the Affordable Care Act subsidies. They're not placing it. They're just going to leave us swinging in the wind, trying to afford health insurance. How do you feel about that?
Well, again, I feel that this Charlie Kirk situation is overshadowing most of the stuff you're talking about. Like you mentioned Epstein briefly. And again, Leo, I'm sure you would love to know that during this whole tragedy, the Senate actually squashed the release of the Epstein files as well in a vote when all this was going down. Isn't that amazing how the media is not actually reporting that?
So you mean to tell me just because it almost sounds like a conspiracy theory where
I just highlighted that as well. So if I could share my screen, Leo, that's why I'm saying the media is the worst enemy to the American people. Now look at that. 3 days ago, Senate, the Republicans defeat Democrats to force the Epstein files. Now remember, Epstein, Israel, and Ukraine are areas which MAGA people like me disagree with how the president is handling things. So I just want to help you right now with some ammo, Leo. Literally. Look at that. Right there, 3 days ago. What happened 3 days ago, Leo? Oh, yeah, that's right. And remember, I said before with the vote to actually stop contractors from censoring Israel, all this ties in nicely. And that media,
oh
again, has failed.
no, I don't think you saw number 6, but I appreciate it anyway. You
Oh,
just
yeah,
jumped.
I always skip that. Yeah, because you were talking about Epstein's files and, blah, blah. So, all right, fine. Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah. I was aware, but I
Yeah, but I was
appreciate you.
connecting it to the tragedy and how, the media fails to report certain things when things get the whole public attention with a loud noise. Look over there. And then in Congress, they pass all these bills that were not, the media should be actually breaking down further.
Actually, they didn't pass a bill. What happened was, they just,
Defeated it. Yes. Oh, what's going on? Congressional activity, I should say,
but
bills that go through here and there. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, they did pass a couple of bills too. This ACA executive order being the biggest thing, because even with the defeat of the Epstein files being released, which why are they still covering it is the big question. That's insane, right? Like, why y'all protecting pedophiles? Why y'all protecting pedals? Why? But I digress. The email, Ghislaine Maxwell emails got released, and we know that Todd Blanche asked her these questions, and she lied because we have the emails confirming that she lied about everything. Since we was talking about that, because that's what happened there. So even though they defeated it, we still got the emails released. Somebody just got fired today for leaking that it did look like Trump's signature. I see this is stuff I didn't want to get into until next time. Anyway, I didn't want to, the reason it's not in here is because I didn't want to blindside you with it. So political battles reign over ACA funding, but they're not going to win. They're not going to renew the funding. So food stamps are going to disappear from blue states. Medical, 50% of medical help is going to disappear. Subsidies are going to disappear for the American Cares Act. What was once
It's going
called
to be all this doom and gloom and destruction, which never usually happens, family. So let's keep moving.
He literally signed a bill for it. This is not conjecture of what might happen. The bill literally was in black and white. There was
And there's
no,
going to be mass homelessness, right? And poverty, and a lot of people are going to be displaced.
I don't know. I guess you got to look and see what the bill
Look at
says.
California. Dun, 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 dun. Already happening, Leo.
Right. It's already happening without pulling the funding. So what's going to happen after the funding is pulled?
Exactly. Freaking sanctuary state governors like Gavin Newsom probably make their states worse because if they have everything in great abundance now, imagine when they get turned away. Taken away, rather. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's going to be something that you seem very happy about. That's scary.
Exposing sanctuary cities and states. Yes, I'm very happy to do that.
The citizens are the ones that are going to pay for it. You do understand that.
And that's why I should vote all those blue people out. Yes.
So vote all the blue people out because otherwise the red people are going to attack. Got it. That's what you just said. Political
I
battle.
said if people were going to attack, but okay.
Well, I mean, what's happening? You're saying vote the blue people out because otherwise Trump is going to take your stuff away. That's what you just said.
Uh-oh. Go ahead. Eric Adams might be dropping out of the mayoral race in New York, even though people like me that are in the game know his name can't be removed from the ballot. But go ahead. Next up.
Trump signs an order for transparency in the drug side effects. What does that mean to you?
Where do you see that? Okay, yeah, here it is. Ah, yes. Back to Kennedy, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see what Microsoft Bing gives me because I think that's what it's talking about. Yeah, Ah, yes. So again, this is something that is part of the Kennedy Make America Healthy Again movement, in which he, on the presidential campaign mail, disclaimer, I used to work for the PAC for Kennedy, he actually wants to make sure it banned pharmaceutical companies from advertising because America is one of two countries in the world where they allow pharmaceutical companies from advertising. And he wants to also expose more side effects of medications that aren't really put in your face. So this also goes to back to advertising from big pharma. So if you're against big pharma, then you should be agreeing with the president on these kind of things. Thank you.
I agree with the president on this. Next, Israel debates what? I told you something good
Keep
for Trump.
moving. You don't want to expound upon how much you agree
Nah,
with
there's nothing
it.
to talk about. Good. Listen, like so, basically, these drug companies are giving
Poison.
you are advertising medicines that will help you without telling you what it can do to you. How is that legal? Trump says it's not anymore. I'm with the president on that one. Listen, I don't care who it is. That's a good thing. Thank you, Trump, for that. Thank you, Kennedy, for that. That's a good thing. Israel debates annexing parts of West Bank.
No surprise there.
Well, the Middle East and the rest of the world is reacting. What do you think Trump is going to do?
Whatever Israel outlines him to do, and vice versa. So that's very sad, and I disagree. And I'm a part of the America First movement, part of MAGA, that disagrees this whole Israel situation. Hence, going back to conspiracies surrounding Charlie Kirk and all influencers that they try to buy out to push their narrative to, influence public opinion here and there. And
Wow,
that's
you
why
don't.
people like Charlie Kirk are so dangerous because they have influence over such young future American leaders in conservative colleges and HBCUs now.
I don't think that's going to hold. Why is there so much left? Oh, I do have the Ghislaine Maxwell emails leaks to show inconsistencies in her story. I did mention that here. That's so really quickly. Her emails basically contradict everything she said. She was deeply involved with these young ladies. Somebody was fired from Fox News because he was like, "Oh, that does look like Trump's signature. Hold up." He was released immediately. And if you looked at the signatures, I'm not a handwriting expert, but it looks like a very hard signature to forge. It looked like Trump's signature to me. But what do I know? I am just a filmmaker.
And commentator now, political commentator, pundit, or just
Uh,
regular commentator like Abby Phillips. Gotta hold
well,
that blue water.
we've gotten to the political commentator waters, absolutely. Reports of mass resignations shake the bureau. FBI, people is walking out because of all of the stuff going on covering this trial, and now with the Kirk with the Tyler Kirk, not Tyler Kirk. Tyler Kirk was
Charlie Kirk.
yes. The FBI is walking out because
Oh, I
things
can't
are
hear you, Leo.
the FBI people are walking
Leo, I
out
can't hear
because
you. Hello?
you don't hear
Let
me
me
at
see if that's
all.
going on over here. Hello, hello.
Tyler Kirk, not Tyler Kirk. Tyler Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Yes, I don't know. FBI is walking out because things are. Wow, Chrissy J brought up the Smithsonian. You don't hear me. And she said a queer couple would just get one bedroom, especially at 22 years old. That was what I was
Yes, I hear
getting
you.
at. Thank you, Chrissy. That's what I was getting at. I'm glad. I'm glad. Right. Oh, yes. And they're not racist. No, they're just getting rid of all of the Black history in the Smithsonian.
Okay.
Yes. No, I'm just reading the comments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me get Constar fans here. Yes, what 1,500 and growing. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, we were bouncing up
No
and
sleep, no,
down. We was at
no
18.
RP for Charlie Kirk, but okay, I'll say it for you. Rest in peace.
Well, maybe people have lost important people to them, and it's not that nobody cares about Charlie Kirk, but it's kind of like it's not like losing somebody close. Like it's not. I don't care who it is. I lost my mom. I don't like after that.
I feel the same way about many people. However, I'm letting you know by extension, it seems though you lost your mom, that affects me. Like, wow, who lost his mom? That's messed up. I'm sad for you. And by extension, people that I know that Charlie Kirk mentored that are heavy in this movement, I'm sad by default, by association. Make sense?
And I'm sorry that you're affected that way. I have not said anything negative about. I've only condemned the fact that I've only condemned the shooters. I didn't tap dance on nobody's grave. I've only condemned the shooters. My reaction was we need to do something about the gun laws, and your reaction is I hate the left. So my response is let's come together and do something that'll be long lasting that can stop the violence. And your answer is more hate.
No, it's not, but okay.
Well, it's the left. It's the left. It's the radical left. You're pointing
It's the
fingers.
rhetoric that the media constantly puts out there, like fascist and dictator and totalitarian and Nazi and Hitler on loop all day. So
I think it's so you're mad at them because they're using words. I mean,
words that are not applicable because just like Joseph Goebbels, like I've said, when the world first started from Nazi Germany, accusation in the mirror from propaganda, the media and the left accuse the right of doing things that they're actually doing, like censorship, like undemocratic things, like having a primary for the presidential election, making sure certain people in the DNC can't be outspoken. That all the influence and fighting that's going on there. And you could ask Democrats, former Democrats like Tulsi Gabbard, Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City, who didn't run as a Democrat this year, on and on and on.
right, there's all of that. And then
And what
there's
divisiveness? President Trump has actually brought people together, like Robert F. Kennedy and all other people that got pushed out from the left team. Seth Rogen, another political podcaster who cannot be argued to be Republican at all, was pushed all into his hands by this radicalism on the left. And that's what's happening with Charlie Kirk's untimely death, and all people making fun and happy. They're exposing so much right now. It's pushing more people over here to denounce the blue team and leave the blue team. Isn't that
I,
interesting?
I see. So the truth of the matter is you're just getting information from wherever you're getting it, and it's not factual.
Okay.
No, I mean some of the stuff you just said was completely ridiculous.
Okay.
I mean, again, as somebody who pays attention to great spans of the news outside of the right wing bubble, outside of that bubble, I don't see anybody talking about they're happy that a man got killed. Everybody's sorry about it. Only the right-wing bubble pushes the information that you have
Amanda
that
Seals,
that fuels
Tyreek
you.
Nasheed, Roland Martin. Do I need to give you some more people?
And what are they
Oh,
saying?
Rosie O'Donnell.
And what are they
Oh,
saying?
Stephen King.
What are they
Oh, The
saying?
View.
You're not answering the question.
Well, I
What are
can't
they?
get into particulars. I'm just giving you areas of social media that you should follow and read what they're just saying.
They're not saying that they're happy he died. They're not saying they're happy somebody was assassinated. They're not saying that.
Well, let's go on to
So,
the next topic then.
so what you're trying to do is you're in that right wing bubble and you're pushing out
Right-wing
misinformation.
bubble. I just told you CNN. Look at the CNN interview with the Utah governor, I believe it is, with Dana Batch. And he explains it very well. And you can see how mad she is at the answers he's giving from his report.
They're not saying that they're happy he's dead. No one said that.
Okay, fine.
Oh, no one outside
Let's keep it moving.
no one outside of Groypers. The Groypers haven't complained.
That's
Only the
been
right wing.
debunked. That's been debunked.
No, that has not been debunked. How was it debunked?
I just told you. Go to X and put in Gropers being debunked and see what the other YouTubers and real journalists, in my opinion, have put out there.
Well, I've actually seen Fuentes talking about him with my own eyes. So if it's been debunked by your real journalists, guess what? Your real journalists are lying inside your bubble. Because in reality that I've seen with my own eyes, he said it. So it's a fact. It's not an opinion.
Education, entertainment purposes. Yes.
No. I don't have to say that. He said it. It's you can Google it and find it. I guess that's
Google
when you can
is
go
compromised. I'm sorry.
You have to go outside your bubble and actually look for yourself and just Google it and listen. It's on YouTube. He said it on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Google and pop in your face all the bills and decisions in Congress that I just put out there.
Go on YouTube and see what he says for himself.
No, okay, we'll go to YouTube again to some of the other commentators and podcasters.
Later for what other people said, go to the source. See what he said instead of what other people are telling you he said. See what he said. Stop listening to what people told you he said.
It doesn't matter what he said. People are debunking the connection is the point between Tyler, the assassin, and Nick Fuentes and these other groups on the right are being debunked. That's the point.
Y'all got that, ladies and gentlemen? Moving forward. Major jobs. So we touched upon this earlier. And we didn't really get into it. 300,000 Black women have lost their job in this society where we have a leader that's not a Black supremacist. It's not a white supremacist, excuse me. So we have the Smithsonian being torn apart. We have DEI being taken away. We have affirmative action being struck. We have, oh man, what else is there? Blue states having food stamps and HUD taken away from them. We have 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs. That sounds almost like DEI and affirmative action being taken away have left them vulnerable to attack. That's what it sounds like to me. Do you have another explanation?
Yes, I do, of course.
Of course you do.
Wait a minute, excuse me while I whip this out. Dun, dun, dun.
So Doge will make it for government jobs. What about the rest?
Well, remember, Black women make up a significant portion of federal and government employment.
20%.
My mother, when she went to the DMV with me to get her license, they'll say, wow, Dion, this entire place is nothing but run by Black women. So you can see it makes sense when they audit all of the government spending from all the jobs created by the government under Joe Biden's successful bill, that Black women would be a high proportion of people being terminated and laid off. Makes sense to me. Now, when it comes to the feelings, does it make me feel good? No. And that's the answer for that. But we'll see what happens.
On Truth Social, he suggested China tariffs could end if the Russia-Ukraine war ended. I'm ready to go when you are. So he tells, I believe we covered this and I didn't get to this part. he told the rest of the world, the rest of NATO, that if they stopped buying oil, I believe I said that he would himself put sanctions on Russia. Do you think he's telling the truth?
That's just Trump being Trump. We shall see what happens. Remember
Yeah,
Taco? That you're big on Taco? Remember that? So again, that's just Trump being Trump. Let's see.
unless he's attacking blacks or Americans in general, he's lying. He hasn't attacked. Oh no, Venezuelans. So Latins. He'll attack Latins. Excuse me, Latins, blacks, and blacks. That's the only people his Department of War has attacked was Latinos and blacks. Anyway, I'm waiting for you to argue that and give me somebody else.
It's okay. We're getting to the hour and a half point. Let me see how many people are here.
Still over 1,500.
Yes.
But we only got one topic left after this. And that's the fact that he's attacking Latinos and blacks. Because the last topic, of course, is the Chipocalypse in Illinois, the Midway Blitz, where what is he doing? He's saying, oh, God, this picture.
Well, he's not doing it, Leo. He's going after the red states, which everybody said that he should go after. And that's why
with blue cities.
Memphis,
with blue cities.
Oh, yeah. But remember, you guys said, hey, he should go for the red states. So he's going after Tennessee. And he's going to mayor, who's black, from the Democrat-controlled Memphis, Tennessee. He's like, come on in, Mr. President. We're willing to work with you. So you see, you should be happy he's leaving Chicago alone. He's leaving New York alone. The way people like you said he should, because those are blue states. He's going.
That's not true at all. Where do you get your information?
I'm just telling you the truth. You're saying he didn't go after red states, but he's going after red state now. He's in the blue states alone. Happy?
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
this is your president. Right here.
That's just Trump being Trump.
This is Trump
being Trump
saying that he is going to show Chicago why it's called the Department of War. He's going to show an American city what the Department of War of the United States is about, and he comes up with something like this. This is worse than anything Hitler's done.
I see. Here we go with the Hitler talk. Here comes the Nazi talk. But black folks like me and you are too smart for him, because we know that Chicago was called Chirac for a reason, from all the murders. But it's okay, Leo. You don't have to be scared of Big Bad Trump anymore, because he's going to Memphis.
So no, he's going after. He's already got people. He's already got ICE agents running crazy in Chicago.
But he's not studying in the military like the way people said he was.
Okay, so let me explain to you what you just said and what's really going to happen. I don't know. Perhaps you didn't connect the dots. So I'm going to connect them for you. You ready? So he sends in ICE into a city where they may fight back. And if that happens, oh no, we need to send in the military. He sends in the ICE to cause a reason to send the military in. Does that make sense to you?
No, because again, him, the mayor of Memphis, Tennessee, the governor of the red state of Tennessee,
not true.
Memphis, rather, mayor. Yes, it is
not true. No.
Let's go to Memphis, Tennessee.
No. Watch the interview earlier. Trump lied. I watched the interview earlier. The mayor does not want them there. He said so himself. He said that he did not know how Trump got that he wanted him there. The governor wants him there. The mayor does not. I saw the interview earlier. Do you not believe me? Are you going to make me pull it up?
Well, it looks like they probably got to the mayor at this point, because this article that just came up with BBC was an hour ago. So my information may be outdated at this point, unfortunately.
No, Trump was just
compromised the mayor of Memphis.
He didn't compromise the mayor. Trump was lying. Don't be dense. Come on.
Well, the mayor actually said it himself in an interview earlier, just like Mayor Bowser from DC, but then she backpedaled after being pressured by the blue team and the black elite.
What did he say?
He was happy and would welcome the president's help in Memphis, Tennessee, which is like the third murder capital of the world.
Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis is pretty rough.
Oh, look at you, buddy. You know black people or heard of black people's stories in Memphis? Okay, buddy. Cool.
Chicago's not Memphis, and I mean, I do believe the mayor said that crime was down 13%, violent crime was down 19%. Oh my God, those are just numbers, bro.
Crime is down. We in the hood believe that, don't we, folks? Again,
Hold
the
up, wait a minute. This is the
media,
same mayor you said wanted to help. Who said crime is down
he
13%,
wanted help from Trump, yes, and the
violent
government too.
violent crime is down 19%, and what they really need is to be able to implement more of the type of programs and structures that were having the successful effects that the crime rate came down because of, instead of having troops on walking around, which will not make his citizens comfortable. So who got to him? Maybe it was the citizens who don't want it. Maybe he's listening to the citizens.
Maybe you should listen to citizens on their social media, like X.com, and how they're going viral, saying, yes, we welcome the president of the United States and troops. Please come on in.
So if you got 10 million people in your city and you got 500,000 people on X saying yes, you're going to listen to the 500,000 people, you're going to listen to the crowd.
I'm just going to let the viewers and the people that do research and have people on the ground and actually hear what's going on say, hey, this is a decision we're making. In the meantime, back to you.
What's the definition of a police state?
Okay.
I'm just asking a question. I know science is
which the police
bad,
run it.
words are bad, math is bad, but you know, I happen to think words are important. I think that people need to use words because that's how we communicate. That the more words we have, the more we can understand the world around us. A police state is a nation or system where the government uses extensive police and intelligence services to exert extreme control over civil liberties such as freedom of speech and movement. Key characteristics include a suppression of dissent, constant surveillance, censorship, propaganda to shape public opinion, and little or no distinction between law and the ruling party's political power. So
sounds like the Democrats controlled during the COVID lockdowns. Yes, that makes sense. That was a police state.
And what Trump is doing as well.
Actually, no, because you have to show your COVID vaccine, COVID passport to get access and do certain activities.
There's checkpoints. What are you talking about? There are checkpoints. It's a police state.
The propaganda, the social media was censoring people during the COVID lockdown and putting people on Facebook. You remember that?
Well,
right now, people can say whatever they want in social media. So that can't be true with the propaganda machine that you're talking.
But the propaganda is saying that the left is the ones who killed somebody.
Still exists.
The propaganda saying
did not exist during COVID lockdowns.
The propaganda is saying the left killed somebody before there was any facts. The facts are coming out. There's no left connection, and even you're still saying it. This is a police state, or he's trying to implement a police state under totalitarian dictatorial. Thank you, dictatorial rule. Thank you, appreciate it. Yes, words matter. Appreciate it. Totalitarian or authoritarian. Dictatorial.
And
no, what do these words mean? Words don't mean nothing to you because words don't mean nothing to you. Science don't mean nothing. Math don't mean nothing to you. I tell you, the environment's going to get worse if you pollute and you're like, what's pollution? That's not true. Like, maybe we shouldn't.
Electric cars aren't sustainable. That's why we're in the situation we're at right now with batteries exploding here in New York from these freaking scooters. So anyway, Leo, yes. So far, we fell below 1,500 viewers, sadly.
Well, I mean, I'll end it with maybe putting something on your roof to collect sunlight and storing it in a battery, even being able to sell energy back to Con Edison since you live in New York, rather than buying from Con Edison.
Well, they should make it in America instead of with children in Asian countries.
Who's digging for the coal?
Who's digging for the coal? American citizens. Clean coal. Remember that, Leo? Remember that?
No such thing. No such thing.
It's a misnomer. All right, folks. That's all we have for tonight. Do your research.
That's it. All right. This is Leo and Dion. Thank you for coming. Signing out.